Welcome to the NFL Coast to Coast podcast brought to you by lineups.com in partnership with DraftKings Pick6. Nate and Josh here with you guys for week 18. And we do have our 6 best looks here for the last week here as we're getting into 6 of these picks with you guys. But definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so. We will still be back with you guys throughout the NFL season to make sure that you get these videos each and every week. Let's get right into your first look here, Nate, as we're talking about Joey B more than on the pass yards.
Yeah, I mean, best quarterback in the game, in my opinion, and he's on a heater to end the season, which is when you want to back him, not the beginning of the season, not when he's usually actually played Cleveland the last few years, and when he's been horrendous in his last 3 outings against this Cleveland defense. All were early in the season, the first 5 weeks. Also, home road stuff like at Cleveland, Joe Burrow 185 yards per game, 60% completion rate. Home versus Cleveland in his career 4 games, 295, 69% completion rate. But I mean, it doesn't even really matter who he's playing right now. He's just lighting people up. That being said, Carson Schwarzenegger, defensive rookie of the year, is probably not going to play here. Myles Garrett's going to be going for the sack record. Burrow said he's not going to adjust anything, but he is going to get the ball out quick. I mean, it is, it's not really here nor there for this. But better late in the season is the key thing here. 322 yards per game last December. He missed the previous year, but 275 yards per game in 2022. He just starts cooking, man. And he's got both those receivers. He's got tight ends. Chase Brown is sick, so if he's not a full go, the pass rate could be up more. And his Browns offense is not going to possess the ball, man. They've been a train wreck. The Bengals defense has been much better, and Harold Fannin and Njoku are probably both going to be out for Shedeur Sanders. So it's just a lot of Bengals and Burrow.
Bengals and Burrow and offense and pass attempts and all of that good stuff here galore. So yeah, I'm with it with Joey B here. And another guy, actually frequent friend of the show as well. And Bijan, we're going to look at him and go more than on the rush yards. One of those guys that definitely, he has some incentives here, not necessarily directly tied to his contract, but he does need 255 scrimmage yards to set the NFL record. Not necessarily saying he's going to get all the way there, but we know Atlanta is going to feed him. And let's not count out Bijan, who's capable of superhuman stuff. In his last 5, we're talking about nearly about 28 carries and targets combined there per game, about 6 yards per carry, just a tick under that. Last 3 at home specifically, 128.3 yards per game on 21.7 attempts. And that does include just 86 yards versus Seattle, who does have the #1 rush defense with a bullet. And meanwhile, the Saints, as good as they've been as a rush defense specifically, they gave up 85 to Tony Pollard at Tennessee. And then as far as on the road, that's going to be where they're worse. 4.5 yards per carry allowed versus just 3.7 when they have the raucous NOLA crowd behind them at home. And their offense is also probably pretty in trouble here, leading to that positive game script for Atlanta. Time of possession could be in there, massively in their favor, and just that means way more Bijan.
Yeah, man. I mean, his coach, talking about making proclamations that he's the best player in the game, not just the best running back, but best player. So we're just going to go ahead and feed him. And maybe I can save my job by proving that I can get the ball to Bijan over and over. He's been so good lately. So has Derrick Henry. It's December. Is that how you say it? I mean, I guess it's January now.
Yeah.
But the big dog, you do not bet against the big dog late in the season. I mean, he averages 102 rushing yards per game in his career, whether it's December or January. And the rush yards, as you see on Pick6, are all the way up at 91 at the moment. I'd rather just take the touchdown, 92, in fact, because it's a little multiplier, 0.9 times multiplier, but that's basically even with what you would expect from any guy here in terms of even odds. And I mean, a guy who just scored 4 touchdowns, who routinely finds the end zone in the postseason and in big regular season games, I think you take that. I mean, granted, the Steelers have been good in run defense, keeping guys out of the end zone. They might have Derek Harmon back, who's been really good in terms of their run defense, but this Ravens rushing attack is just so creative and so solid because they played Charlie Kohler, the blocking tight end, 73 snaps while beating down Green Bay, while Derrick Henry just goes absolutely off. Obviously, Tyler Linderbaum is the best O-lineman in the NFL this season, according to PFF grade. And you have Patrick Ricard back pulling from the full guard spot. I mean, you're pulling linemen everywhere. You're getting these creative ways where it's not just like hand it to Henry, see if he can muscle his way into the end zone. Like they're getting him in space and getting him into these isolated one-on-one spots. And like you take him against a Steelers linebacker who isn't very, none of them are very good. And he's probably going to be able to get past him into the end zone.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is something you're not going to always get super often, but it's going to be a nice little easy win if we look at it from. Let's take a quick second to talk about our partners at DraftKings Pick6. They have a deal that you do not want to miss if you are a new DraftKings customer. When you play $5 or more on your first paid Pick6 entry, you'll get $50 in Pick6 credits. That's right. Just play $5, get 50 in Pick6 credits to lock in your picks and take your shot at some big wins. Just use our link to sign up and start playing. If you've been thinking about trying Pick6, now's the time to get in. Just use that link in the bio to sign up, and all new DraftKings customers can play $5 and get $50 in Pick6 credits. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick6 credits that expire in 14 days. Ends January 25th, 2026 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. Breaking back into things with my boy, M-I-Z, former Mizzou stud here, Luther Burden. And we're looking at more than on the 59.5 receiving yards for him. We still have Rome Odunze out and DJ Moore is still banged up. But we do have Luther, a full participant in practice with that quad injury, which we're looking at pretty minor at this point. He's at 2.82 yards per route run. That is a wide receiver rookie record, Nate. 198 air yards in his last 3 weeks, 138 yards receiving in that shootout versus the 49ers there. And the training wheels have pretty much come off for Caleb. He's at about 7.9 yards per attempt when he plays with that Luther Burden in the last 3 that he's had him there. Just a guy that obviously can stretch the field for you. So the Lions secondary, they're going to be super vulnerable as well, / injured still. They are allowing 313 yards per game in the 3 prior to facing Max Brosmer there. But yeah, I think we're going to see Luther Burden, the beneficiary of some deep looks here from Caleb.
Yeah, I mean, the way that Lions secondary looked serviceable against Max Brosmer is in no way indicative of how they're going to look against the Bears, who were embarrassed, if you'll remember, all the way back in week 2, absolutely embarrassed by the Lions in Detroit. They're going to have something for them. I mean, Ben Johnson in particular, right, since then has been looking like a viable Coach of the Year candidate, and he's going to scheme up ways to get Burden the ball deep. Last pick for me. I mean, we're not fading Trevor Lawrence, but we are going less than an interception. We're saying he's just not going to put the ball in harm's way, which has been his number one priority since the bye week for the Jags. And he's been playing very clean. I mean, no picks in 4 of his last 5 at home, 0 sacks in his last 3 at home. And last week he did finally throw one, but that was just a hell of a play by Colts linebacker Jermaine Pratt to carry a route with the wide receiver and somehow get in front of him. And Lawrence thought he had a good option there. I just don't think that that's indicative of what any of these Titans secondary members are going to do. The Titans are 29th in DVOA pass defense, also 29th in interception rate, 30th in yards per attempt allowed. And I mean, Lawrence has been clicking lately. 5-game heater, started basically at Tennessee where he went for 229, 2 touchdowns, didn't throw a pick. Cam Ward got kind of dominated in that one by the Jags defense. So see how that plays into it. But I mean, it's also a situation where the Jags, once they kind of look at all the scores or if the game's in hand, like they might just literally just start handing it off and just coast into the playoffs here. But I think Lawrence, for his number one priority, is to just not throw a pick.
I think he can do it. I do. I think when that is the clear goal and he doesn't need to gun it anywhere and force it into places to make sure that this offense keeps moving, then I think he can do it. I'm totally with you on that one. I think it's just funny that this is something that we're like, he can do it, man. He's shown he's capable of doing it. It's a situation that he doesn't have to do it. And we just know in the back of our head that he's also just got these records for the amount of times he's done it. But let's not look backwards. This is a great spot to your point. But looking at Bo Nix to close out things for me here, this is probably not going to be a close game. I think that's the starting point for this cap with the Chargers here, is that they don't have anything to play for. Denver needs the W there for the shot the number 1 seed. And it's looking like everybody's, like almost everybody that you've probably heard of for the Chargers is going to be out in this one. They're going to rest Herbert, and probably we're looking at on the other side of the ball, Derwin Derwin James, Denzel Perryman, and really like this is an offense that could get shut out with Trey Lance, the guy that's going out there to get them stuff. I know there was some funny stuff about Keenan Allen needing a bunch of incentives to get a bunch of money. So like hopefully Trey Lance, he was like kind of talking to Trey Lance. They picked up the mic and was like, can you just please, I need like this much, bro. I need like 3 receptions. It's just like so easy for like a $250,000, just begging him. But either way, we should see Denver with the ball in their hands a ton. And we like Nix to be sort of blow off some steam in this one after really a low scoring slugfest there in Kansas City. And before that, 5 games before that, 296.4 yards per game on 40 attempts. Not necessarily, probably won't need 40 attempts to get more than 209.5 passing yards in this one. Not sure if he'll need to play like the fourth quarter, but I think if it is a blowout by that point, it's because Bo Nix has already gotten things in hand with the pass game there. And if you're worried about the stuff that he's in, the issues he's had versus zone defense, you can just look at his big time performance versus Green Bay. And if you want sort of a spot angle here in terms of has he done this before in a meaningless, somewhat meaningless week 18, I say meaningless, but you get what I mean, like a likely blowout week 18 game. He got the backups for Kansas City in week 18 last year, 26 of 29, 321 yards in that nice shutout win for them, and a nice way to end the season. And I think he's going to look to replicate something near that in this one.
Yeah, I mean the spot is similar, and that's kind of the key. It's like a preseason game, but at the end of the season, where you're just playing backups, and you have all the reps against these great defenses. And what can you do? I mean, yeah, 3 incompletions in a 38-0 win against Kansas City last week. Maybe you'll see something similar here in terms of him just, like Caleb, he's really just the training wheels have kind of come off at this point. He's got a quarterback whisperer in his corner, and he's really starting to just figure things out at the right time for Bo Nix.
Yeah, he's been on the upward trajectory, man, all season, really. Like you said, like peaking at the right time. And that is all the time we have for you in this one. Last show of the season for you boys. So we appreciate everybody following along with us. Definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel. Still going to have plenty of action for you guys with everything in the NBA and the like. So until we see you next, best of luck.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. CT. 18 plus. 19 plus ALNE. 21 plus AZMAVA. Valid only where Pick6 operates. See dkng.co/Pick6 states. Void in NY, ONT, and where prohibited. Eligibility restrictions apply. 1 per new DraftKings customer. First $5 plus paid pick set to receive max $50 issued as non-withdrawable Pick6 credits that expire in 14 days, 336 hours. Ends January 25th, 2026 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Terms: pick6.draftkings.com/promos, sponsored by DraftKings.